Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. So I just came back from a little trip to Madrid. So as you might know, I live in Switzerland, which is kind of like more or less in the center of Europe, at least around a few very big countries that are cool to travel to, such as France, I don't know, Austria, Italy, Spain, etc. And my friend is doing her study abroad in Madrid, so I went to visit her and I stayed there for like 3 days, 3 entire days. But it was in total 4 days, but I had to wake up really early on Sunday to go back because I wanted to take the cheaper flights. And the cheapest one was at 8:45 in the morning, so I took that one. I had to wake up at 6. It's okay, but like after partying it's kind of early. And I just want to say, like, I don't know, it's just so crazy how much I could enjoy my stay. Literally zero worries about any food issues, about movement. Like, I just moved normally. But I know, like, of course I moved a lot because if you do like a lot of sightseeing and partying, you will move a lot. But I know that if I was still in my ED, whenever my friend, for example, would have picked me up at my hostel, I would have worried about her having more steps than me and things like that. They would have worried me to death. Or for example, I wouldn't know like what she had during the day if we only met in the evening. So I would be suspiciously asking her like, "What have you eaten today?" and blah blah blah. So all of that just fell away. I just lived how I felt like. I went and ate breakfast, snacks. I literally had zero thoughts and I could just enjoy the good food and the good drinks and beer because I drank a lot, not gonna lie. But that's normal if you are on a city trip. Well, why do I do this video? So, my dear, I think, yeah, Gabriela, she wrote a comment and she's like, I feel like my question overtook your channel, but that's just because honestly, I'm not sure what you guys want me to talk about, so I just like to answer questions. And she says, have you ever have thoughts or have you ever had thoughts that you wish you've had a bigger stomach so you could eat more? I constantly have thoughts like this and I have no idea if this is a real sign from my body that I've been eating too much or is it a mental hunger that I should follow? It's so messy and confusing. Yes, of course it's confusing. It's really not easy recovery, but literally this is mental hunger. Don't ever think you're eating too much because that's not a thing in my opinion. Just eat as much as you can. And if you think your stomach is too small, I have a tip for you. Eat foods that are very, very high in calories so you can like eat more but it uses less space in your stomach. I think in the end that's how I dealt with it because I was still and sometimes still today like I could not eat a huge amount, but I eat very, very calorie dense things in big amounts. So it, for example, I eat a lot of just raw cheese, like just blocks of cheeses, or I eat a lot of chocolate. I also drink a lot of my calories, so it's very easy on my stomach, but I still get in a lot of energy. So that's what I would recommend to you. First of all, no, this is not a sign that you were eating too much, because no, that's not a thing. And, like, of course, there is a thing of eating too much, which is if you just force yourself to eat more than you are craving. But if you're craving food, you can eat all the food, and it's great. um, so yeah, just try to continue eating a huge amount. At some point, you will get less hungry, but right now it's fine. If you are extremely hungry, you eat so much, you feel like your stomach is about to explode. That's all really normal. And the thing is, it feels so weird, but everything in recovery does. Like, you just feel like an alien for your behaviors, but literally, that's how it is. Recovery is not supposed to feel comfortable or normal. It's actually supposed to feel very uncomfortable, but it will lead you to a very, very comfortable place. So yeah, I guess that's kind of like what I have to say about that. Yeah, but I think I'm not sure if I've ever had thoughts like wishes that I had a bigger stomach, because pretty when I really took recovery seriously, I started to very much eat extremely calorie dense things. And so it wasn't like I didn't have a lot of issues with feeling like my stomach was too small. Like, of course, I would get sick, like, I would feel a little bit sickish because I ate so much, but I think I just knew that that was normal in recovery, because yeah, you aren't used to eating that amount, and also it's not a normal amount of food, so of course you will feel weird and like extremely full and not very comfortable, but you just have to get through it. I think honestly, for me at least, it was like one of the easier parts. For me, the more difficult part was like the mental part of accepting that I will gain weight and that I am gaining weight, and that's okay. But yes, also physically, it's not comfortable. You will feel very bloated. You will feel sick. I don't think you will be sick, but you will feel sick after eating. Like pretty uncomfortable. Some people have a lot of food intolerances. I'm very lucky. In general, I tolerate food really well. And also after recovery, I think I didn't have too many issues with tolerating foods, because throughout, except for meat and fish, I always ate everything in my ED, but to a very small amount. Like, I didn't eat a lot of whatever, but I never completely skipped anything. So I wasn't that extreme. But of course, yeah, it's not gonna be physically comfortable. You're gonna feel like your stomach is too small, or like your digestive system is just not used to it anymore, because that's how it is. You will have to get used to it again. But yeah, I hope you can continue giving it your all to recovery. And also at the beginning, she says like, I really admire that you've made this decision about giving your 110% to fully recover, because I feel too weak to do this. Like, it's not possible for me. Honestly, everything is possible. If you really, I think maybe I'm very special. I think not a lot of people could do that, but once I have something in my mind and I'm very convinced of it, it's gonna be possible for me, even though I had so much pain, not physically, but like mentally. I was in so much trouble. I was crying so much. It was really, really a hard time. But if you really set your mind to something, you will manage to do it. At least that's what my opinion is. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'm very extreme. That's why I could do it. But you just really have to believe in the process, which is very difficult because you don't see results for a very long time. You just have to trust people like me, or like Kayla Rose, or like Tabitha Farrar, that it's possible to recover, or follow the intuition. Um, but literally, I think just think about like give it everything you have, and then you will see after 1 or 2 years where it's gonna lead you. And even, for example, right now, probably in your state, you're like still super scared about the weight you're gonna gain, or the way you're gonna look or be treated, whatever. But you will get used to it. I think within half a year you will get used to your body, and it won't be that dramatic anymore. Even though you're not happy with how you look, you realize that there's other things in life that are more important than the way you feel about your body. But you have to keep like telling yourself how little importance it holds. Like, you literally have to manifest everything. And manifesting is just to repeat it to yourself and to live according to it. So yeah, it is very difficult, but yeah, it's just, I think everything in life is a mind game, or like it comes from what your thoughts. No, your thoughts create your reality. That's what I wanted to say. So, recovery, if you keep telling yourself you're too weak for that, you will be too weak for it. But if you keep telling yourself that you're very strong, and that it will like become, or like it will work out, and you also have to constantly tell yourself that you don't care about what people think, that you know what's best for you. And I think repeating these things are just gonna help you a lot in recovery. You will have to be extremely, extremely strong for it, but again, I think for every single person on this earth, it's possible. It's just that it needs a lot of dedication and a lot of reaffirmation, and that's why YouTubers like me and Kayla and Tabitha exist, because we know how hard it is and how much it helps to hear like these affirmations or reaffirmations that it's gonna work out. But literally, in the end, it's all about whether you have a strong mindset and whether you believe in yourself and in the process. So yeah, it just, I can tell you about my positive experiences, but in the end, it's about really not letting yourself believe you're not strong enough, because that's not gonna help you. Okay, I hope that could maybe help a little bit, and I wish you all the best for the new week or for the start of the week.